So this is a new series that I'm starting called Good Games, Bad Graphics, and I want to show you guys some games that I love to play but have bad graphics. Now, these games that I will be talking about are good games, they're fun to play, and everything like that. However, when you're playing them, sometimes they're going to be hard to see. They haven't aged well, or maybe they didn't even look good when they started. Whatever it is, that is what we're going to be talking about in this series moving forward, which means we're going to talk about some games that I absolutely either love to play or these games are loved by the masses and they still haven't really held up. And we're going to start with Destruction Derby because I absolutely love playing this game and I spend way too much time playing this. I play it every 3 months, which is kind of impressive because I have such a big collection to play through. So for some reason I keep going back to this and I have a lot of fun when I do it. But it's not necessarily the best looking game. And as you can tell when I show footage of it, it looks kind of blocky, kind of choppy, and nothing really stands out as, wow, this is a really good looking game. But as you can tell, I have a lot of fun playing it. Well, I'm going to explain a little bit about it and talk about it and let you guys know why I love it. But beforehand, I want to say this game controls really well. I use this Retro Fighters Brawler 64 controller, and honestly, ever since I got this thing, I haven't wanted to put it down when I play the Nintendo 64. This is my go-to, and honestly, it feels great playing it, and even playing Destruction Derby, the controls are great using this controller. So I will preface it by saying I've used this controller and it probably has benefited me and made me play better with this game, and probably all racing games. But talking about racing games more in general, I really enjoy playing 64 racing games. I don't know why, it doesn't really make sense. I'm talking Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, Beetle Adventure, Cruis'n Exotica, Star Wars Pod Racer, Destruction Derby. There are a ton, and I could go on and on and on about just games that are on the 64 that are actually fun to play. But for some reason, the 64 and racing games just made me play off my nostalgia because I loved playing racing games as a kid. On this system, maybe not necessarily going forward, but on this system, for some reason, racing games were plentiful and they were actually a lot of fun. So when I play this game, I harken back to when I was younger and playing racing games on the 64. But this is a whole different game. It's about destroying your car. Who doesn't like to play a game and destroy cars? I think back to whenever MotorStorm was released on the PlayStation 3, and quite honestly, whenever they had that up at the demo at Walmart in my town, every time I went to Walmart, I would go there just to race around and destroy the vehicles because the parts go everywhere and it looks so great. And honestly, it's still a fun game, but it just didn't do anything special other than that, and it wears off on you after a while. So it's still a cool game, but that's something that I love to do, is just smash cars when I race games. I used to play NASCAR games and drive around the track backwards just to see how I could destroy my cars, and it was fun. But this takes it to a new level because you're getting points for how you hit people. You're driving around either on a track or in a Destruction Derby kind of stadium thing, and the track, you basically run the track, you've got checkpoints along the way, and half the cars are going in one direction and half the cars are going the opposite direction, so you're gonna get those head-on collisions that really go cool and they make parts fly off and you get a lot of points by hitting cars. So that is one thing that I love about this game, is racing it. You may be going really fast and just nail a car and blow it up, catch it on fire, and kick them out of the race because their car is on fire and they're gone. But at the same time, the more you race, the more checkpoints you hit, the more points you get. So if you're able to kind of balance that racing slash destroying kind of way of playing the game, you can go very far. If you are hitting cars occasionally, but you're still like out racing players and letting other cars get destroyed, you can definitely get more points that way and build up points in order to get better rankings. But I will say the problem with this game is the graphics. The foreground and the background almost appear to be the exact same, which for me is hard. Like, I stare at this game while I'm playing. I don't blink very much. For some reason, when I play games, I'm like laser focused and it just happens. But when I'm done with it, my eyes are just so sore because they're trying to figure out what's the background, what's the foreground. Is it a car that's coming at me? Is the track turning left or right? Or what is kind of going on? And it's hard to decipher that when I play this game because everything kind of melds together and is that blocky kind of 64-bit 3D rendering kind of blobs, and it just goes by so fast that you have a hard time figuring out, is this a car coming at me or something like that. So that's why I say this has bad graphics. It's hard to see and hard to figure out what is coming at you and what is happening, but it is still a ton of fun because you can see, hey, there's a car coming, but if your health is kind of low, you can avoid that car if you can and if you want to. Or if it's towards the end of the race, you may just want to plow into it and get as many points as you can, but then your car explodes and catches on fire and then you're stuck not being able to actually drive it. So that's kind of a determining factor on how you play the game. Do you want to hit as hard as you can and get as many points as you can, but potentially get knocked out early? Or do you drive around and try to avoid things, but not get as many points? It's hard to decipher, but it's a lot of fun to play this game, and I have so much fun with it. So that's why I picked it for the first game of this series called Good Games, Bad Graphics. And honestly, I enjoy this game, and that's why I put it on here. Now, if you guys like this series, go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you think about it. And if you have any games that you think could be on here that are good, but they don't really look that good or they haven't aged well, comment down below as well, and maybe I will play those in the future. If you haven't noticed, whenever someone comments a suggestion or a title idea or a video idea, I usually try to stick to it. I might add my creative touch to it, but if someone says, hey, go play this game, I'll play it and explain about it or do something about it. So if you guys have ideas, comment down below and let me know, and then we can have some more fun. With that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell notification because it lets you know when I put out more videos. But most importantly, make sure you have a good day.